My mate Ryan came to me and he's given me this Korg Volca sample, which according to him doesn't power up. He said if I can fix it I can keep it, which is very kind of him. It's a little grubby, it's clearly seen a bit of action. Let's take a look. Well, we've got an awful lot of corrosion on these three terminals. Okay. So I think what I'd like to do is figure out which the end contacts are and see if I can power it on the bench, because this is going to be 1.5 volts. The other thing I can do, 9 volt center positive. My power supply is in my wife's keyboard at the moment, my little sockety one. So what we'll do, we'll turn on all my gear, I'll turn on my power supply, turn on the bench power supply. Let's set this to, what sort of amp draw would it be? I don't know, I'll cap it at 1 amp. Let's go voltage, 9 volts, amp draw, just cap it at 1 amp or thereabouts. Just see if we can attach them, but first we're going to need to figure out which contacts it is. So let's get the old faithful out. And what I'm looking for is continuity. Which one hasn't got the continuity to which are the ends of the circuit? Might be tricky. There might be some damage inside on the board, but these got continuity. I mean, these should. Yeah, these do. These are dead. These aren't giving me anything. So is it going from here to here, or is it going from there to there? So that one's corroded as well. See if there's anything at all. No, it's so corroded. So if we want to use this on battery power, best bet is probably maybe to actually remove these and replace them. But they probably slide out from the bottom. It looks like there's some catches here. It's probably safest to take the whole thing apart. But I was hoping whether I could just get some power on here and just see if we can power it up. Let's give it a shot anyway. Because it would be great to get this going. I'm quite curious to try the Volca sample. Clip in that. Can't really clip to that. I don't know how I would. Yeah, that's not going to be great, is it? Right. Power's coming through. Yeah. Power's up. So it literally is just broken contacts. Okay, thank you, bench power supply. Right, so that leaves me with a couple of options. Number one, bit of white vinegar, see if I can clean up these contacts. The risk there is getting it down onto the board, isn't it? I'd rather remove them first. They're quite a specific design, these. They don't look like any I've got. So yeah, actually removing them from the unit is what I'm going to do. So there's nothing wrong with the unit, it's just these contacts, so that's quite a good spot to be in, really. Let's have it apart, shall we? Okay. Okay, so that one had been wrapped round and round and round. So that was probably factory, I'm guessing. There we go. And again, we can just simply power this. Let's just power it. Nice and easy now, we've got a wire. turn these horrible noisy fans off. Two of them anyway, two of the three. Just sort of put it roughly back together. Let's turn it on. Volca Beats. Now these things do have a little speaker built in. Okay, so you've got like a crossover filter. Sample. Well, that's a relief. It's nothing super serious. So I could bathe the whole thing in white vinegar. I think it would be better to remove them, but I don't know if they'll survive it. And they're quite distinct, you know. They're. Let's see. I've got some battery coils, but they're these ones, and they're completely different. They're more like. I mean, it might work, but I haven't got anything like these that go between these settings. So. So some of these are AA, some of these are AAA. There we go. So that'll be a AAA, an AA. So that will work. So that end I could replace. Let's see if we can keep it factory anyway. Will it just pull out, or is it like glued in place? I'll start with the end that I can repair if I need to by replacing it. Any hooks that it's on, you know. So that probably needs to come away from, there we go, there's like a tab. And then, okay, so that's come past the plastic tab. Has that got a tab? Yes, it does. And then I can sort of get a bit of purchase here. And I need to compress the spring. I think it should pull out now. No, not quite. It's still on that plastic tab there. There we go. One side out. Compress the spring. It's coming out. But it's coming up. It's coming up. It's coming up. Is it there? I don't want to force it. There you go, there's one. Oh, that's a really sorry shape, isn't it? Because it's so specific, I'm not going to outright replace it. So I'll wash them in vinegar. You've got here a little tub I use for this. Used to roll it. Yeah. This is where I usually spill it everywhere. There you go. You can go in there. Have a nice little wallow. This repair is in good shape right now. What's next? Washing this. So there we go, one clean up later. Whoops. It's looking a lot nicer. Couldn't get all of the staining off it, but it's looking an awful lot better than it was. So there we go. And these I'm just going to have to leave for a little bit, and then I'll give them a good scrubbing once the acid's had its chance to work on it, or the vinegar's had its chance to work. I will give them a good scrub and see See how salvageable they are. Day 2. So we've left these soaking overnight. This is nice and clean. My kids helped me clean that. Just see if we can bring this to some semblance of life. There's a lot coming off it. Problem is, because it's spring, it's very hard to bring sandpaper to bear on it. So what I need to do is see if I can get continuity in this spring. Well, maybe going between the tines and between the coils. It would be awesome to get this going. It's come up somewhat. I've had a little time to dry. IPA evaporates quickly. So let's do a continuity test. Now this one I have to make sure you can get them in here. I don't know that I need to do this, but I'm just giving them a little blast with the heat gun on a lowish temperature, 180 degrees. Just want to make sure there's no moisture on it. It's a bit of a motley assortment of batteries. I wouldn't usually mix them like this. I have some more batteries coming tomorrow. This is just a test. Let's check on these terminals. 9 volts, close enough. Alright, this is the bit I normally break wires, so I have to be careful. Let's get this going. Okay, let's give it a little bit of cleaning. So this IPA is going to be clean enough. Job done.